What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, I want to give you guys a quick morning market update as Bitcoin has recently gotten a move to the upside. Now, if you were tuned into my live stream last night at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you will know that there were some bullish signals that we were looking at on a lot of different time frames that were able to help us anticipate this move to the upside. So I want to go over what we were looking at last night. That way, next time you're looking at the charts, if you don't have me or the Discord by your side to let you know when we're going to go up or when we're going to come down, you can see this stuff on the charts yourself so you can make some high probability trades. And then, guys, I also want to talk about some medium-term time frames that are flashing some bullish signals that could indicate a potential continuation to the upside. And then lastly, I do just want to cover some of my top price targets to the upside if this bullish momentum continues. But before we get into it, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of these awesome urgent market updates or tutorials that we upload to the channel. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the charts. So here we are, guys, on the Bitcoin daily chart. Now, some things here are looking pretty bullish, guys. But first off, I kind of want to cover what we were looking at yesterday that was helping us anticipate this move up, right? Because, you know, what use is any of this if you can't anticipate the move before it happens? So first off, guys, last night on the live stream, one of the big things that we were looking at last night that was helping us anticipate this move to the upside was the 4-hour money flow. Now, last night on that live, we were kind of hovering around this area, right? And money flow was continuing to the upside. And as you guys know, as we got this move out of our previous range of consolidation here, we kind of just bing-bonged around, hit the value area low, right to the value area high, back to the low, back to the high, back to the low, and then eventually we broke this range to the downside, which we were expecting, due to many signals that we were watching, and we knew we had this low volume gap right underneath this key level, and we knew once we lost that level, it would be likely that we would get a quick move down to our next level of support, which was this blue box, where we were able to find some bullish confirmations and put that long trade setup in the premium Discord, so the CandleMafia could grab that long position right from the bottom of this wick and ride it up for this move up. Now, with that being said, guys, we knew that we were going to get this move down, not only because of the bearish divergences on the 4-hour time frame that were all over the place, but we also had money flow coming out. And the reason I bring this up is because you could get a bearish divergence, and they are they do have a high likelihood of playing out, right? But when you have bearish divergences and money flow coming out at the same time, it could make for a much stronger signal. And just as an example, you could see here, we actually got a bearish divergence on the 4-hour as we came up to a daily level here, and it actually played out in a pretty decent way, right? We got that big move down. Nice little short position. However, as money flow continues to come out here, we put in another drive of bearish divergence, and as the money flow crossed out, we finally got that big breakdown out of the range. And the reason I bring that up, even though that was in the past, is because we kind of saw the same thing here, and this is one of the big things that we were looking at that helped us anticipate this move up. Now, not only did we come down to our key level, but we also got a 4-hour bullish divergence here, amongst other things on the lower time frames, but I'm not going to get too detailed into that because one of the big signals was that 4-hour bullish divergence, but not just the divergence, we also had money flow coming up. So once we confirmed this bull div and printed another candle and that green dot got locked in, we continued to see the money flow come up, and this is what we were looking at on the live stream yesterday, saying, hey, we got that bull div confirmed on the 4-hour, and money flow is starting to come back up. This could indicate we're going to get another move up to our next key level, which is right here at about $22,661. And this is not just any old level of support or resistance. This is actually the value area low of this previous range that we traded in for quite some time, right? We actually traded within this range for about, 19 days, almost 20 days of sideways trading here. But we were able to get that move up, and now we are bearishly retesting. And when we go down to the lower time frames, we'll get a little more detailed into what is actually happening within this candle. But we did come up, and we are now testing this value area low as resistance on the 4-hour time frame. But now that we have the money flow actually crossing over into the green, you guys will know that I like to treat money flow as an indication of the longer term trend, right? You can see here, as money flow comes out, we kind of just consolidated, we kind of crept up. But as money flow flowed out, you could see this would indicate a change in trend. So we went from a kind of like an uptrend / sideways consolidation to a downtrend. And now we are coming back into the green, indicating we could potentially continue to the upside. Now, also another thing that helped us anticipate this quick move up is the fact, guys, that once we cracked through this level, basically where we got rejected right here, once we cracked this level, we essentially broke into a low volume gap, as you could see right here, as we knew when we broke the level down to from the downside, right? Or from the upside, I should say. Once we broke this level to the downside, we got a quick move through that gap to our next key level. And then once we broke the level here, we broke back into that low volume gap, and we got that quick move back up. Shout out to the volume profile. Shout out to the volume gaps. I know the CandleMafia loves them. I don't know if you guys love them just as much as I do, but hey, the volume gaps are pretty reliable, and they're a good way to anticipate kind of what's going to happen if you break certain levels, right? And this is why we use them so much. So not only do we have the 4-hour confirmed bullish divergence with money flow coming up, which is a strong signal within itself, but we also had that low volume gap, letting us know there was not a lot of resistance in this area to hold us back, right? So on top of this, guys, we also had something else we were looking at was this confirmed 10-hour bullish divergence, and we also have money flow coming up on this time frame as well. Now, not only was this a way that we could anticipate this move up, but the crossover into the green on the 10-hour here is a good indication if that confirms that we could actually have a continuation and see much more further upside, right? Because a 10-hour bull div it's a pretty high time frame to get a bullish divergence, so that would be a strong signal alone. But with that money flow crossover, you're kind of putting, a supercharger on that signal, and it could make for a pretty decent move to the upside. So these are just some of the things that were helping us anticipate this move up, not only on last night's live stream, but a few days ago when we were getting into these long positions in the premium Discord. These are also some of those signals that we were looking at amongst other smaller time frames, giving us bullish signals as well, kind of indicating that, hey, we may be finding a local bottom here. It might be time to look for a long. And as you guys know, typically what we do on this channel is when we get a sideways range, we will go ahead and pull some volume. And let me just go ahead and do it for you here, guys. We pull some volume on these ranges, right? And then we just trade these ranges, just longing the lows and shorting the highs, and we get this range trading money in. And then obviously right here, we deviated from that range. We got into that long position, and then boom, we come up. And when you deviate from the range, you are now in a position all the way from the opposite end of the volume profile, or the deviation from the volume profile. And you get a really, really nice entry into that next long position. Now, with that being said, guys, I do want to cover more of the current price action here as we have come back up to our key level, which is that value area high. Value area low. Shout out to anybody in that live stream last night. This is exactly what we were looking for yesterday. We came up to this level. It is likely, could give us some form of resistance here. If we lose this level, we may fall back down and get a nice little retracement here, because honestly, some of these lower time frames are a little bit overheated. You can see we got pretty overbought here on the 30-minute. Your 90-minute is pretty overbought here. Your 2-hour getting pretty overbought, right? So we are getting a little overheated. Doesn't mean we can't just keep going to the upside, but we might be in, ready for a little bit of a cool off here. However, we could kind of keep an eye on this. Really, I don't think we're going to see much of a cool off unless we break this value area low. If we break back out of this value area low, we are likely going to fall down a little bit, and I will show you guys some of those levels I am watching to the downside if we do break this level, right? However, we know due to the volume profiles, guys, once we get above this value area low, if we can continually or decisively hold this level as support, it is going to be more likely that we come up and revisit the point of control, which is coming in at about $23,000 even. And if we can reclaim that POC as support, it will be likely that we will come up to that value area high, coming in at about $23,313. So, as you guys know, if you're not familiar with the volume profiles, go ahead and hit my YouTube channel. Go to the volume profile playlist and watch through those videos, because this is one of the most powerful trading tools you can absolutely use, or definitely one of the most powerful tools that I have ever found. So it gives you context into the levels, right? So we know once we hold this level, this value area low at $22,661, if we hold this as support, we know that it's going to be likely that we get accepted back into this area of balance, or this value area between the value area low and the value area high. Now that we are back in here, if we hold this level of support, we'll be accepted back into this area of balance, and we will likely get a move back up to our value area high. So the top targets to the upside in the medium term here, guys, are going to be the point of control at $23,000, the value area high at about $23,313. And if we deviate out of this range to the upside, the next level I would be watching is this daily level at about $23,750. And you can see that we do have some confluence here. You do have that little spike in volume up there as well. So these are going to be the top levels to the upside that I am watching, guys. And then also, as long as we remain inside of this value area, as long as we are accepted back into this range and we are holding support above that value area low, I will start treating this as another sideways range, just like we treated it back here. I will be looking for longs at that value area low. And then if we come up to the value area high, that's where I'm looking for shorts. Maybe we get a deviation. If you don't get bearish confirmations at that value area high, you could get a little deviation out of the range. And either you'll get bearish confirmations at one of these levels up here for a short back down into this value area, or we're not going to get those bearish confirmations and price is just going to rip up to our next targets, which I actually don't have on this chart, but those next targets do come in at that $25,000 range. And if we get a move up there, obviously I will keep you guys updated. So guys, I hope this gave you a little bit of insight into kind of how we were able to predict this move to the upside. Again, that money flow coming up on the 4-hour with the bullish divergence being a good local bottom marker. And we had that 10-hour bullish divergence confirmed. And now that we're getting that money flow crossover into the green, that is indicating, to me at least, that we could see a continuation up here. So now you guys also want to be a little bit cautious here again, because like I was saying before, some of these lower time frames, like the 1 hour, like the 2 hour, are looking like they are a little bit overbought, and the VWAPs are coming down, likely going to print a red dot here on the 1 hour very soon. So you just want to be careful. Typically in situations like this, when you get a big move up and then you're overbought on these lower time frames, it doesn't necessarily mean you will get a retracement, but it likely means that you're either going to get that retracement, or you may just kind of continue to consolidate here, which would be really nice, right? Because this is looking like bullish consolidation to me. Maybe we get something, somewhat of a bull. I mean, this kind of even just already looks like a bull pennant that may be breaking out here. But this looks like bullish consolidation to me. And, it could, those red dots on the lower time frames and those, the 1 hour starting to cool off, it could either wind up just being continued consolidation. We might just kind of bing bong around here a little bit and just kind of go sideways. Maybe we lose the level, come back in, and before we get that next move up to that POC, and then eventually, hopefully, that value area high. And then, if it's not going to kind of show itself as consolidation, it may show itself as a retracement. Now, if we do get a move down here, one of the levels that I would look at to the downside is if you pull a fib retracement from this low all the way up to that high. This local golden pocket coming in at about $21,960 may not be a bad place to look for some support. And then also, if you pull it to this move or this low down here, I would also watch this local golden pocket coming in at about $22,391. So if we do wind up losing that value area low, this is basically where I would look for the bounce again, or that level down here at about $21,956, right? And you could see, we do have a little bit of a shelf here on the volume, so that, again, that likely could wind up giving you some support. But the real high volume node is down closer down to this local golden pocket at 21,959. And you can kind of see here, pulling it to this low, it does, that 786 does fall right on top of that volume right here. And again, that would likely give you at least some form of a bounce. And honestly, this would be a really, really good level to kind of come down to, and then just put in a little bit of a higher low and then continue to the upside, get back above that value area low, and then start trading back within this range. So kind of hard to call here if we are going to, lose this in the short term. But again, I would look for some consolidation. Yeah, this looks like it wants to break back up to that POC. And guys, just to show you the confluence we have on this POC, if you actually go ahead and grab your Fibonacci tool here and you grab it and pull it from this high right here all the way to your low down here, you can see we are sitting right on top of a local golden pocket here in perfect confluence of that value area low, and that POC is in perfect confluence of that 786 fib level, which I'm sure you can't even see because it's almost at the exact same level. So if we do get a push up here, we will likely cool off of that 786. So that's kind of something else I can see happening. If we don't cool off right now, you may get that push up into the 786 and then get a retrace down to retest that value area low before coming up to your value area high. But as far as that 10-hour money flow crossover into the green, that 4-hour money flow crossover into the green, and again, guys, another thing we were looking at on the live stream last night was that daily green dot. We were talking about if we can get that 4-hour money flow crossover into the green with our daily green dot here, this could indicate the next big move up for Bitcoin. So guys, I hope you learned something here. I hope I was able to give you a little bit of insight into kind of what I'm expecting here in the short, medium, and longer term for Bitcoin. As you guys know, we've been leaning more bullish in the long term for Bitcoin. Obviously, we changed market structure on the weekly time frame, which is looking very bullish. I'll be honest, guys, I thought we would get a bigger retracement here, but hey, we held that $21,500 level, retesting the highs of that previous area of consolidation, just as we expected. We got those bullish confirmations. We're able to get that set up into the premium Discord and, see that long play out all the way up to this value area low. So guys, with those signals on the 10-hour, on the 4-hour, and that daily green dot, I do see a potential continuation here. However, consolidation or a short-term move down could be in the cards due to those overheated lower time frames. But again, as all we're really waiting for here, guys, is to see if we can stay inside that range, to the upside, breaking above that value area low, holding support. And if we could stay above that level, guys, I think there is a good chance that we could see a continuation to the upside. So with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time I got for today's market update. I gotta go hit that morning stream for the BitBoy Crypto channel and update the Bit Squad as well. Thank you guys for watching, and that's all I got for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Frankie Candles out.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, yeah, we winning by a landslide.